Welcome to Millionaire Before 30, where we are on a mission.
Guys, if you are just tuning in, Brent and I have designed this entire show to give you the blueprint of how to become a millionaire before the age of 30 years old. I'm Ryan Zolin.
I'm Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, and we've got Albert Bowie here, looking fantastic. We are excited. There we go. There's
How we doing, everybody?
There's Albert. Guys, we are excited. We're going to get right into the show here. We're talking about a 75-day wholesaling challenge. All right, this is for all of those real estate entrepreneurs out there that are excited. You've got that energy, you've got that fire in your belly, but maybe you're just not taking action yet. Or you are taking action, but you feel like you're not really pushing it over the edge. So we're going to give you 10 steps. All right, there's 10 steps to this 75-day challenge. And the reason we came up with 75 days, there's 75 days left in the second quarter of 2022. All right, so, and listen, I don't care if you're watching this a year from now or whatever it is, that implement this 75-day challenge, and you will explode your business and find a lot of opportunities. Yeah. It's a lot of opportunities.
This is like 75 hard?
That's it, yeah. Well, this is different. This is more actually going out there and providing value to the community. 75 hard's more kind of like an internal, like I want to challenge myself thing, and it's wonderful and it's brilliant. But this is more about going out there and serving your community, going out there and finding the best opportunities so that you can start bringing that income into your bank account.
Absolutely.
Right?
And we were talking about it last night. I think that this is a perfect blueprint. Talk about like Millionaire Before 30, but like this is a perfect blueprint that over 75 days, if you actually take these steps seriously, there's no way that you're not going to at least do 1 to 2, maybe even 3 to 5 deals.
That's right.
Like seriously.
That's right. That's right. So let's crack this thing open. I'm going to go with a step, and then Ryan's going to go with the step, and we're going to get all of these 10 steps. And I want participation, guys. This is a live show for a reason. We're not just sitting here recording this and editing it and doing everything. This is so that we can get your comments, any questions that you have, make it perfectly clear exactly what you need to do to be successful in this next 75 days. Now, this first one is going to sound like, oh, well, that doesn't have teeth. That doesn't really move the needle when it comes to finding discounted properties. But the first one is this, and it's something that's very, very, very important. I want you to write down this. This plan will work if I do. That's it. That's the first one. This plan will work if I do. It has to start with the faith. It has to start with the belief. It has to start with, okay, listen, if I put in the work, the likelihood of the outcome that I want to achieve is so high, it's at like 110%, right? That is where I want the mindset to start with. If we don't have our mind right, then it's none of this is going to matter because it's just going to be thoughts. But if you put in the work, this absolutely will be successful. This will work if I do. This plan will work if I do. Write it down.
And write this down daily. This is affirmations. You need to wake up and actually believe that you could do this. So step number 1 is one of the first and foremost best things you could do on a daily basis. My step number 1 is get lean. I'm not talking about just going to the gym and like eating healthy. I'm talking about lifestyle. We're not living like we're rich. We're going to focus on living lean. We're going to be on a budget. We're not going to spend every dollar that we make. We're going to make this the priority in our life to understand that I need at least 6 months of reserves. In this specific example, 75 days. I need to have 3 months of reserves saved up so that I could take this challenge seriously, and I'm not going to go blow it the minute I get a check-in.
That's right. Keep the money that you make, guys. I am telling you, keep the money. Don't just all of a sudden, because you're going to be wildly successful in this. I'm telling you, if you follow this plan, you're going to be wildly successful. So when that income starts coming in, keep it. Don't get ideas. Stay focused. Ugly houses, big checks. My second one, here it is. Then this is instruction. Now we're going to start getting into the meat and potatoes here, okay? You need to time block a minimum of 3 hours a day for your business. A minimum, 15 hours a week. All right. I know that we're talking to a lot of people that have full-time jobs. I know that we're talking to a lot of people that are raising young children. I know that we're talking to a lot of people in the military. We're talking to a lot of people that drive trucks. We're talking to a lot of people that are in law enforcement. We're talking to a lot of people that, work construction. Whatever it is, you need to find that 15 hours out of the 168 hours that we all have Every single week, I need focused 15 hours a week. That's it. All right. And if you're already going full time, I mean, you've already got this. I'm not talking to you. If you're going full time, that's fine. I'm going to give you some more instruction on how many people you actually have to talk to. But if you're just getting started, if you're just kind of like dabbling, right? Just sticking your toe in just a little bit. We need to get that 15 hours. You need to set it aside. It needs to be sacred time. You need to have conversations with all of your loved ones, everybody that could influence your schedule, everybody that you're responsible for, and say, listen, these 15 hours during the week, I need to focus on this business so that I can really grow something special.
For sure. Okay. And you mentioned it briefly there at the end, but you've got to talk to your family. My second step is that you've got to actually cut your circle in half. You're going to have to spend time with people that are actually doing this business, people that are leveling you up, and then people that are supporting and encouraging you to be the best version of yourself every single day. If you were hanging around the guys that didn't believe in what you were doing, if you were hanging around family that was like, just do it in the free time, or you'll get to it when you're done with this, and this.
You have so much going on. Why are you doing more?
No way. No way. You got to be disciplined, especially in the 75-day challenge, that you are only going to be surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up. Now, I understand that this is obviously a lot of mindset struggle, so give yourself some leeway. Get what you need to done first. Work hard, play hard. Make sure you understand the first part of that.
That's it. Number 5. 3 on my list, number 5 overall. Took me a second. This is it for the next 75 days. And guys, this is I am setting this bar low so that you can hit it, and I want you to stack small wins. And this might sound like a lot, but over 75 days, if you do the math, do the division here, it is not a tremendous amount. You need to talk to, and this is the big meaty part. If all the rest of it, you kind of like, okay, I'm kind of getting, I'm into it like 57%. I'm not 100% on the whole, if this will work, if I work, this will work, but give me the meat and potatoes right here. Talk to 200 homeowners, 200 different property owners of distressed properties, whether that's driving for dollars, whether that's pre-foreclosures, whether that is people that owe property taxes, whether that's people that are tired landlords, right? They've owned these properties for a long time and they're just tired of them and they want to get rid of them and they're in rough shape. Whatever it is, you need to talk to 200 because the stats will tell you for every 200 people you talk to, you will close a deal.
Yep.
Every 200 new distressed property owners, not that they're newly distressed, but that they're different property owners, 200 of them, you will do one deal. The average deal size is $15,000. $15,000, all right? That's the first part. The second part, to blend in our 2 strategies, 100 agents. I want you to talk to 100 agents and tell them that you need help. That you're looking for distressed properties, you're looking for properties that need some love, that are in rough shape, and you want to buy them and you want to be their best cash buyer that they have. All right? What else should they say there? Because there's a lot of, I've got the script for the homeowners. If you don't have it, TTP Insider, guys, TTP Insider, the TTP cold calling script. It's the most effective ever, right? Get in there, get TTP Insider. And get that script. What about with agents?
With agents, you hit it right in the head. You're going to ask them for help. Understand, I say this a million times over, but the hardest part of being a realtor is finding the client. So if the hardest part for them is finding the client and you come out and say, I need help, understand that you are what they're looking for. So just find ways to be in front of them. Find ways to ask for help more creatively. These are all things we dive in the course, but it's just be going through more specifically asking for help.
And they can post. They can post on social media
all the time.
And it'll be like, they could probably get their 100.
There was a student that posted in the Discord. They posted in like the Neighbors app. They had 750 comments in one night from realtors. I mean, we said talk to 100. That's 750 of them. Like,
but listen, I want you to actually speak to them. You need to get their phone number or put your phone number and have them call you. Whatever it is, has to be a conversation on the phone.
Right.
This isn't just DMing back and forth a bunch of stuff because it'll lose their attention. You want their attention. It's the most valuable resource on planet Earth is attention. So get it, all right?
My next one is drive for dollars, and then we're going to visit 3 open houses a week. So,
ooh, I love that second part.
So driving for dollars. Let's start with that one. If you have any free time, you want to go to the grocery store, you want to go shopping, you're not going to go shopping because we're not going to spend the money, but we're going to go to the grocery store, we're going to go to the gym, we're going to go just drive around to go pick up the kids or drop off, whatever it is. When you're driving around, look for distressed homes. Write down the addresses. You could skip trace it, you could cold call, you could get out of the car and go door knock. The most important thing is that you're at least getting familiar with, in your backyard, you'll find the distressed properties. You'll start to figure out what pockets are working. You'll find big dumpsters where you know people are flipping. Just get familiar with the processes. The more you're around it, the more opportunities are going to be presented to you. The next part is that driving and going to the 3 open houses a week. This is the one that I want to make sure I'm emphasizing. It's going to be 3 open houses a week. Why would I go to 3 open houses a week, Ryan? There's a few things. You're going to figure out who the realtors are. You're going to figure out who the flipper was. You're going to get trends of what's new in the market and what's popular. You're going to find out what price points are selling and what's new on the market and if they're pushing ARV. It's all about educating yourself and being more involved in the industry and going to 3 open houses a week. I promise you, you're going to find these realtors that are actually working their asses off, and they're going to be willing to do anything and everything to find a unicorn buyer like you.
Listen, if you walk into an open house, that agent that's doing an open house is probably the hungriest of all the agents out there. Probably.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, they might just be like old and crusty and just like doing open houses, and they just sit there because they like meeting people and maybe sell a property a year. But for the most part, if you're walking in there and you see that sparkle in their eyes, that's going to be a great, great contact that you make.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's all about those face-to-face relationships.
That's it. The fourth one, and number 7, is you need to find 5 accountability partners. All right? This is 75 days, guys. You have 75 days. You got a 75-day runway to find 5 accountability partners. These are people that could potentially, if they meet the criteria, are on your personal board of directors, right? These are the people that are challenging you. These are the people that are big thinkers. These are the people that just take action all the time. These are the people that naturally have that magnetism to them, right? You want to find those people, because if you don't, if there's not any kind of accountability and you're just out there trying to do this yourself, it is way harder. But if you're meeting up with people once a week and going over your results, if you're going and putting together maybe meetups and meeting a ton of other people that are coming around, whatever it is, it puts you in the environment of keeping this front of mind and really making it a huge priority in your life. And when you have other people that make real estate investing, being a real estate entrepreneur, a priority in their life, you go faster. All the boats go up, right? The tide raises all the boats. That's what it is. It's that attention, all of that passion, all of that experience, all of that, like, just passion to not be average. That's what you want to surround yourself with.
Without a doubt. And I love how you said that. It's all about getting around the people, right? So social media and networking events is my number 4. I want you guys to understand social media is one of the most slept on tools out there.
I love it.
The amount of times people are just uncomfortable or they feel dorky. Trust me.
Give me a post. How many posts?
So my goal
in 75 days, how many should they post on social media and be brave? Whether it be a story, whether it be a post, what should it be? Should it be every day?
Should it be one a day?
30 times in the next 75?
One a day.
Okay.
And I don't care if this is just as simple as a story. You have to start somewhere. Put in your story what you're doing. I've talked about it on a few shows before, but be vulnerable. Be authentic and show what you're doing on a daily basis. Now, obviously, if you're sitting on the couch, you're not working, don't post that. Go out there and go drive for dollars. Go to these networking events. Be active on social media, because the louder you are, the more people are going to be drawn to you, where you start to create your own little community. Now, this community then becomes like a meetup. This is what we do every single month. You're going to get people around you, again, face to face, but they're attracted to your vibe. What's that saying? It's your vibe attracts your tribe. It's the same concept with this, through social media and networking events.
That's it. I love it. And just be brave. Turn it around. Literally document what you're doing. And ask questions to it. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't understand what earnest money is. Can somebody please explain to me what earnest money is in a real estate transaction? You know what I mean? Like, even if you could Google it, right? Like any kind of mystery, anything that you're uncovering, any part of this thing, people want to see your journey in this. Not only that, but then they'll start supporting your journey, and you're going to attract the people that are on similar journeys. But if you're just quiet and you're just like, you know what, I'm going to just kind of figure this thing out and I'm going to do this in the shadows type of thing, it's going to take you way longer.
Right.
It's going to take you way longer. So post, be out there and get loud. Post every single day. I don't care if it's a 5-second, story or if it's a full-on post or whatever it is, but post to your social media, Instagram and Facebook, and let everybody know what you're doing and why you're excited about it. If you have energy behind this, it doesn't matter what you post. People will support you because they're going to be drawn to that. Because you know what most people do all day? This. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for something. They're just all the way. And when somebody sees somebody that's proactive, has energy, and has a smile on their face, they're like, what is this person doing? This is crazy. They're not just like this. That's most of it, right? You know it.
Yep.
You know it. We have different brains. If you want to be a real estate entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur in general, you have a different brain. So, show it to the world. Express it. Be excited about it. Don't hide it.
Absolutely.
All right. My last one is this. And this I think really helps me personally. When I hit a goal, there's like a little gift, right? Whatever it is, whether it's going to a really nice restaurant. Right? Whether it's buying whatever, a shirt or shoes that I wanted, or whatever it is, something that connects, whether it be a nice pen or whether it be, some sort of, not too crazy watch. You know what I mean? Something that is a reward, something that you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go, do a new lease on a Mercedes after my first deal. I'm going to just tamper this down. I'm going to fight that spending urge, and I'm going to spend up to $500 on something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's a nice reward. It's like, oh my gosh, I did this, but I didn't get too crazy because I stayed lean, right? Which is number 2. So find something that's exciting, that's under that $500 budget that you would want to buy, and you're like, boom, awesome. I did it. Because I talked to 200 homeowners and 100 agents. By the way, if you're already talking to more people than that, add this on top of what you're already doing. It can only help. So add another 200, add another 100 agents. If you're not talking to any agents and you're already talking to homeowners all the time, talk to 100 agents. Make those posts. But make sure and be loud. Maybe that's your part of this 75-day challenge is you're getting louder now and you're talking to more agents because you already got the momentum. Because I know I have a lot of TTP coaching students in here, TTP family members, and they're like, Brent, we're crushing. We're talking to all these people. Add this on top.
Absolutely.
For the next 75 days. And then that third quarter is bananas, right? Then in your second quarter, it starts hitting, right? 30, 45, 50 days, 60 days, and then boom, your third quarter is closing. There you go.
For sure.
Yep.
And then
the last one, number 10.
Number 10. So I want you to take 1 hour a day. So now we're talking a total of 4 hours. I know that's a lot to ask for you to want to become a millionaire, to spend 4 hours a day on your dreams. 3 hours of it's going to be the strategy what Brent's talking about. 1 hour of it, we're going to take time to reflect, focus, manifest. I want to take this time and let's talk about this every single day. Whether you want to do this in the morning, talking about the day before, or if you want to do this at night, talking of the day of, make sure you're going to go in. Now, this could be different for everybody. This could be meditation. This could be journaling. This could be going for a walk or doing any type of exercising. This could be going and cold plunge, whatever it is. Take your time where you're going to be able to truly just be within yourself, be present, take your phone and watches, whatever, put it in the other room, and just sit there and talk about what your day was. You're going to be alone with your thoughts, which I know is scary, but it's okay. This is what's going to be making you even more vulnerable, but more approachable within yourself. You're going to have the self-awareness where you're going to be able to focus on what does the next 5 days look like? What does the next 10 days look like? 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. At the end of the 75 days, if you've taken this amount of time to really just deep dive within yourself and focus and manifest, I promise you, you are going to attract results. You're going to see the biggest change in your life. You're going to see the mental change. You're going to see the even physical change. And then more importantly, you're going to be happier. And I promise you this 1 hour a day will make you happier. Just make sure you're doing it properly. It's focused, reflect, and then manifest.
I love it. I'm going to give a little bonus one here because as you were talking, I was like, yes, that's perfect. Because Earl Nightingale is like he is the grandfather of personal development. He's absolutely incredible. There is an audio program on Audible called Lead the Field. And I'm telling you, I got this when I was 20 years old. I probably listened to it over 100 times. It's absolutely incredible. It is absolutely incredible. You should be listening to it all the time. But what he talks about in there, a little part of it, is about the power of the mind. The power of the human brain is literally limitless.
Yep.
But nobody takes time to think. Nobody takes an hour. He suggests an hour a day to sit down with a pad of paper and a challenge, write the challenge or the question at the top, and then answer it. Just spend an hour just writing whatever, just going through the exercise of actually thinking through things.
Love that.
Right?
Love
and
that.
it just builds up your endurance for thinking through complex problems and finding solutions. So Lead the Field, guys, absolutely phenomenal. I think it's like, I don't know, $10 on Audible or something like that. It's worth it. The return on investment is like a bazillion %, and that's a real number, bazillion. And listen to that as you're going through. Keep it in your car. Don't listen to music if you're by yourself. When you're by yourself, you should be putting in good stuff all the time. I don't care if you are at the gym or you're running around or you're doing the dishes or you're mowing your lawn or whatever it is. Have those earbuds in your ear, putting great stuff in your brain for the next 75 days. It will become a habit. And when it becomes a habit, then all of a sudden your brain starts changing. All the synapses start lining up so that you can see the path to success so much clearer, and you have that confidence that you can do it.
For sure.
Awesome.
I love this. I think this challenge is going to change so many people's outlook and understanding of how discipline works within real estate. I mean, you don't have a goal if you don't have action steps. We've given you guys the blueprint, what action steps to take. The 75 days is now on you. I'm going to challenge Brent and myself to be posting about this all day, every day, and we're going to be trying to get you guys amped up and ready to go. But remember, the results are only going to come if you're actually taking the action.
That's right.
So,
guys, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get this going. If you are getting value, hit that like button. And certainly if you are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. We come out with incredible instruction every single day. Get that little jolt of energy that we bring every single day into your life. And that could be something that you're listening to as you're doing all those other activities that you have to do throughout your day. All right? So like, subscribe, rock and roll. Now, guys, this is a participation. Here we go. We're going right into it. There we go.
Let's go.
Cruising right in. Handra's on it.
She's like,
all right, let's go.
No Wi-Fi
Jeff Henor. All right, Jeff. Where do you find the agents? I love this.
Yeah, there's a million places.
Yep.
So when you go to the grocery store, look down on the cart. When you drive by bus stops, look there. When you go on Facebook, go into Facebook groups. Go to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, Dr. Bill's something realtor list.
Dr. Bill's real estate agent list will give you every single active agent's phone number and email. But listen, it costs, it's like a couple $100 each market.
Yep.
You could literally go onto Realtor.com.
Yep.
Go into whatever zip codes or cities or towns or areas that you want, and it'll have a whole list of different agents, and you just start calling them.
That's it.
But also, Jeff, make sure that you post on social media in the neighborhood groups, in real estate agent groups, whatever it is. I mean, just post on your social media that you're looking for an agent to help you find some properties to do fix and flips.
Yep.
Right.
Just watch what happens.
Yep. Yeah. The agents are everywhere. It'll be impossible for you to do. Yeah. Double dip with those agents too, right?
Of course, as long as you're licensed. Absolutely.
Albert?
Definitely. I just want to agree with him. Definitely double dip.
Yeah.
You're leaving money on the table if you don't.
So double dip in, what is he referring to double dip here? Just so that everybody understands what he's referring to. What's double dip, Albert?
Double dip is when you can take the commission and as well as your wholesale fee. So that's a double banger. If you're licensed, you can use the commission to go against your fee. But then when you assign it out, you also get that wholesale fee.
Boom.
Boom.
There you go. Double dip.
Always.
There you go. Will there be, Jeff? Yeah, 100%. We're going to put this together for you, bud. It'll be in TTP Insider. We're also going to post it. You're going to see it as a post in both of our social medias as well. Yeah, well, actually, Kenny's working on it right now as we speak, I think. Yep. There you go. How do I start that conversations with the agents when I call? I love it. This is like bread and butter, bro. Like,
yeah, Mason. I'm so happy you asked this question. What I want to make sure that you understand, I love that you don't have the answers. That's exactly how you want to start the conversations with the agents. So for those of you that are maybe brand new to this, you're like, oh gosh, talking to 200 homeowners, Brent, that sounds terrifying. I haven't made a single call yet.
Right.
Start with the agents.
Yeah.
Understand that when you call them, they should be super excited to talk to you. All you have to know is what your buy box is. That's the most important thing.
Explain that.
So your buy box, for example, I talked to a realtor. Hey, my name is Ryan. I'm an investor out here in Gilbert. I'm calling. I just need some help. I'm trying to find properties under $1 million in Gilbert, single family home preferred. The uglier the better. But at the same time too, if it's anything you think an investor can make some money on, I want to be the first person you think of. And while that might have sounded super smooth and you're like, Ryan, I can't say it like that. Go back, watch it. You can. Just like he said, you could do the exact same thing. It's not hard talking to agents.
It's just noises coming out of your mouth.
That's it.
Just put them all together.
That's it.
That's all that scripts are. That's all that conversations are.
And every single one's going to be different. So I can't even tell you how to say something because it's going to be different no matter what the realtor's going to say afterwards. So just understand that you got to flow with the conversation. If you don't know, they should have the answers for you. Just know what your buy box is.
There you go.
The best advice that came out of this list is go to the open house. It's very easy because that icebreaker is already gone. They're already expecting to talk to you. So if you want to get over that fear that it's a cold call, go to an open house. They're already expecting to be talked to, and therefore you have an in-person conversation anyway, and that takes away the phone.
Yep.
Then go to the phone.
Can we go to that other one?
Well, it's this
Oh, okay. How do you find open houses, Albert?
Zillow, drive around on a Saturday and just follow the signs. I did this before I went into real estate. I didn't look at Zillow. I didn't look at Realtor.com. I was driving with my girlfriend, and every time we saw a sign, whether it's garage sale, estate sale, open house, I would turn the car as fast as possible. I don't care what house it was. It was a way to get in the door, talk to the agent, or even the people coming in, because most likely they're neighbors.
Yeah, it's like a little scavenger hunt. You know what I
really
mean?
is.
You could gamify this for sure. You could just be like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna find some open houses.
I'm gonna
right?
find them.
Oh, there's one. Let's go. You know what I mean? And go with a buddy. Go with it. You know, it doesn't have to be just yourself. Go with your
One of your
girlfriend,
five accountability partners.
That's it.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with going to open houses. The first open house I walked in, true story, walked into a garage sale first in Arcadia, asked the owner, hey, are you moving? Because he was selling everything.
Sure.
Asked him, how much you selling for? $1 million. I'm like, oh, that's so steep. And then I walked down the street, and there was a new build in Arcadia. The house was listed at $7 million. First house, walked straight in. And the agent greeted me. It's like, hey, what you doing in this neighborhood? And educating me, spent all the time in the world, well knowing I probably wasn't going to buy the house.
Right.
Yep. They're excited.
Yeah. I literally had 6 contracted and lost 6 due to not finding a buyer. When I say I'm going to have a story to tell when the time comes for closing, yeah, you certainly will. Listen, all that means is 6 ways not to do these deals. And I would say, and honestly, it's not when you're making progress like that, you truly are failing forward. So you got to take that in stride, and I love the attitude that you have here. It's going to be a great story to tell someday, and I'll tell that story. You stay on this, you start having that success. I'll get you on the podcast. We'll do that story with you for sure, huh?
Her name's Mrs. Anderson.
Mrs. Anderson. There you go. Mrs. Anderson. Boom.
She drives for dollars as an Amazon contractor.
There you go.
Drive for dollars is Amazon with Amazon deliveries. I'm sure that is phenomenal. So listen, that's probably because the prices were too high. I mean, that's always what it is typically, because if it's at the right price, they'll sell. But it could also be your buyer base. Mrs. Anderson, if you need help in TTP Insider, if you're in a major market, anybody that's in a major market in TTP Insider, we have a JV tab. That goes to Jeremy Thornburg, my disposition manager. He will review it and see if it's in a major market where we have buyers, if we can help you out with that, if you need help. We have a ton of buyers. We have the whole country, right? So if you need help, we're there to help you. So you don't have to go at this alone, so that you don't have to disappoint 6 other property owners by having to cancel. And, it kind of attacks your confidence as well.
For sure.
But I love that you have, I can smell the optimism coming from your post, and I absolutely love it, and I support you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
From
Oh,
Jason.
boy.
Here we go. Got my first property under contract yesterday through agent that I got from Facebook.
So
Look at that.
Jason's a TTPer.
Look at that.
And,
Look at
here
that.
We go.
Let's go, Jason. I see that
is
robot emoji.
awesome. Yeah, is that your AI thing?
We use the robot emoji.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're going to trademark it.
Congratulations, Jason. That is so awesome. Let me know. Put it in the comments here what you think you'll make on that. Let's get everybody excited. And Jason, let everybody know what market you're in. Hey, guys, you guys should be squatting up in the comments section. You should be putting what markets that you're in. Make that connection, and then DM, connect with each other. And this could be an easy way to find your 5 accountability partners, right? That's right there.
They're right here.
Number 7 is right there, 5 accountability partners. You can find them right here in the comments. All right?
Yep.
So Ryan, if you had to start from the beginning and get a deal in 75 days by using your micro flipping strategy, what would you do?
Yep. So first off, let's explain the micro flipping strategy just for those that are listening that aren't familiar with it.
Sure.
So we have a seller of a property. You have the acquisition wholesaler that is going to go out, they're marketing, they're going and they're acquiring the property. There's going to be us in the middle as the micro flipper. There is a disposition wholesaler, and then there's the end buyer. So a lot of people are going to confuse this. Well, oh no, that's daisy chain. No, you have the equitable interest because you're putting up earnest money, you're committing to the deal, or you're getting an option so you're able to wholesale the deal without fully committing to it. So that is the micro flipping strategy. I primarily don't really do micro flipping. We do more of the co-wholesale. Yep. So like where we're working directly with like an acquisition person or directly with the dispo if we acquired it. So I would say for micro flip or for co-wholesale, you know my strategy. I'd be talking to realtors. I'd be posting all over the place. I'd be taking every single one of these 10 steps and I'd be doing this daily. So while we're saying do this all in 75 days, you'd see like a
You
beast.
originally said talk to 50 agents every day.
A day. When we were talking before the show,
I said, listen, we've got people that maybe have never had a conversation about real estate.
Right.
We have people that are implementing this agent strategy to their already existing models.
Yep.
We don't want to disrupt what's already working or really put a lot of pressure on people to be like, oh, if I don't do 50, I don't do any.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why we set it at 100
Agents.
agents over the next 75 days. That could be one. That's less than one a day.
Right.
No, it's a little bit
just
more
a
than
little
one
more
a
than
day. You know what I mean? So it's less than 2 a day is what I meant. So yeah, I mean, what he would do is he'd be reaching out to those agents and looking for opportunities for them to send him referrals for deals.
All day long. That and the open houses, door knocking. I mean, you guys would just see Beast Ryan come out. I'd be like, I'm just an animal.
There you go.
You'll find it.
There you go.
I need 5 days.
I'm telling you, I've got a student, Tyler,
Yeah.
that started calling agents
Yeah.
about 6 months ago.
Yep.
He's closed almost $500,000 this year.
Wow.
All from agents. Oh, agent referrals. Nothing on the MLS.
Wow.
Nothing on the MLS.
And work.
All agent referrals in Phoenix. In Phoenix, bro.
Pew? Tyler Pew?
Yeah. There you go.
Shout out to Tyler Pew.
John, what is a good schedule for a full-time wholesaler? Should I hire cold callers or keep calling myself? 100% call yourself. Until you make $30,000 3 straight months, don't hire any callers. And listen, unless you have a big budget, but perfect. Here we go. Look at this. Here is the perfect schedule for a full-time. Man, you're on it, Matt. Look at you. How much coffee did you have this morning? You're just on. I love it. Too much coffee. Is that a thing? Here we go. 8:30 to 9, practice and role play. Rev up the engine. Warm up your brain. Start, getting, everybody stretches before they start playing the game, right? So practice and role play, 30 minutes. Get really good. Sharpen your skills. 9 to noon, that's your lead generation. That's when you're hunting for opportunities. Take a 15-minute lunch. Listen, lunches should not be an hour and a half. You're just wasting time and being silly. If you are in your hustle season, your lunch should be 15 minutes. All right. And next is lead follow-up for 45 minutes. That's where the gathering comes, right? You're hunting in the morning, you're gathering in the afternoon, and then from 1 to 5, you're doing the additional lead follow-up, driving for dollars, seller appointments, and cash buyer negotiations once you do have the deal. So there's your perfect full-time schedule.
I love that.
Boom. Yeah.
Broken out. And I love how you said like 15 minutes for lunch. I think that's like that and branding. Like I need to change my logo. I need to make an LLC. Those are like the 2 things that I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo.
Well, I get it. I mean, people want to be creative.
For sure.
But creative
money, then
logos
create.
in our business don't get you paid.
No.
You know what I mean?
Action does.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it.
We got
CEO
CEO
Xavier.
Okay. Got in here late, but funds are low, and I'm trying to live in wholesale. What should I do when I can never find buyers? Find the deals. Buyers are there, I promise you. Right now, the hardest part of being on the investment side is finding a deal. So while we were just talking a few questions ago how they had 6 and they couldn't sell the 6, it's because their buyers weren't interested because of price.
Yep.
So if you're locking up properties, you don't have buyers, it's probably something very similar where it's either price or condition. So just understand that the buyers are out there. Utilize different strategies. Message them and go to the JV on their site with Jeremy. Jeremy's phenomenal. They use Investor Lift where they've got buyers nationwide.
Yeah.
Go and post on Facebook. Post on your social media. Go and find the dumpsters in the neighborhood that are in front of the house that you have under contract. I promise you there's other buyers in the same neighborhood. So just get a little bit more creative, take action, and then also learn from the mistakes you make. So listen to the feedback.
Yeah. Again, just to beat a horse, we'll see how many times we can say TTP Insider. But we've got a resource in there, Xavier, that is the Cash Buyer Pack. It's a download where it shows you how to get the top 100 buyers. What I want you to do is download that so that you have that instruction for you. It's the blueprint. And then I want you to reach out to them and say, what are you buying in what areas and what prices? Because if you already know what they're going to pay for something, then you can reverse engineer what you go after. Some people call it reverse wholesaling or whatever else, but it's really just understanding what do your buyers want, and then you go find it.
Right.
A lot of people right now in our industry are making huge profits by finding out what hedge funds in the areas buy boxes are, and then reverse engineering that and going after the cleaner, newer properties because they pay 100 to 110% of retail for those properties right now because they have more money than they have properties, so they're just keep pushing with these cash purchases. We literally did one live yesterday on the show. Well, we didn't do one live, but Ryan, my acquisition manager, was in. He had locked up a deal, and Jeremy had sold it to Roofstock, which is a huge. They're buying everything, and we're at like high 80s for what we're making on it. Where if we were to wholesale it to a regular buyer, it'd probably be like 50 or 60. So there's a couple different strategies there, but make sure that you download that Cash Buyer Pack.
There you go.
Boom.
Jay Han. When doing the double dip, I'm buyer's agent and also get the wholesale fee. Can I also put my personal name in the purchase contract? Absolutely. Just be mindful. Like the thing that I will always tell you strategy is that we have our transaction coordinator as the buyer's agent where we're the buyer.
Yeah.
So if you are the buyer and the buyer's agent, they might psychologically start to use your commission as reference to what their counter will be because they're factoring in that you're making the commission. So maybe using an LLC would be better just optically, or finding a TC that you could partner up with that they'll do all the paperwork for you. But yes, you can put your personal name. We've done that. That's how I got started doing my first few.
Albert, for your under $500 bonus, right? You're something that you would buy, something you would treat yourself to that's under $500. Once you hit everything in this 75-day challenge, what would you get? And listen, I'm asking all of you guys. I want to know. I want to know in the comment section. I really want to know. Under $500, what would be your little bonus that you give yourself? What's something that you've had your eye on? Maybe it's a collectible. Maybe it's an NFT. Maybe it's something that you feel is like, I don't know, just a video game console or something. I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but under $500, what would it be, Albert?
What tool would it be and why?
It 100% was a tool.
What is it?
It's a new DeWalt table saw.
Okay.
That's under 500. I love to build things, so
Yeah.
I'm always about upgrading my tool set.
I love it. I
You
love
already
it.
knew it.
Andra, what would yours be?
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Yeah, well, think about it. Well, I'll come back to I know. So Andra is responsible for grabbing all your guys' comments and putting it over to Matt so that we can have it on the screen. So she's like constantly going through it, but think about it, all
I
right?
have to like look on the
Right. It's on Instagram and
Yeah.
that. Yep. Yep.
the computer, so I have to.
What would yours be?
Ooh, $500. Probably a nice pair of shoes. Yep. See, shoes. I wear the same thing every day, so it's
the only shirt you have.
I switch up the watches and the shoes.
Okay.
And I found that this is the first watch that I bought, and I like it more than all the rest.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
the other ones are dope, but it's like. I
Once you
beat the
find
hell
it.
out of this thing, and you know the other ones I'm just like, oh, they're too pretty.
Right.
So I'm over that phase. I went through that phase a little bit, but now I like buying these Nikes.
There you
They're
go.
nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Good stuff.
what about you?
Ooh, I think I'd take a different approach. I would rather do like if it was under 500, I think like a really nice dinner.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's like kind of
An experience.
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Experience with,
There you go. Awesome. Are we waiting?
sorry.
Yep.
Someone was like, vacation? Question mark?
Vacation.
I mean,
Perfect.
you could do like a weekend.
Wholesaling Julio, what is the quickest way to find out buy box for the market we are targeting? Talk to the buyers. Yeah, talk to your buyers. TTB.
TTB.
Talk to buyers. No, honestly, go out there and have conversations with your cash buyers and see what they're looking for. And go to these meetups and go to these things where there's, go to the real estate investing associations and find the people that are buying the most properties and go talk to them. I mean, you could call up anybody, any one of the key Glee franchises that are scattered around the country. They're phenomenal, and just ask them, what are your buyers buying? I want to reverse engineer, bring it to you guys, and help you find some, get them out to your cash buyer database. What's the hot areas? What's the hot price point? Like, fill me in. They will stay on the phone with you for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they will really treat you well. So that's what I would do. I would just call them up, and I would call and talk to any buyers and just find out what they're looking for. And then the other thing with the hedge funds is just find agents that represent hedge funds. You can literally make posts and just say, I'm trying to find an agent that works with hedge funds, and somebody will reach out.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Wholesaling Julio.
Yeah, Santiago.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go.
That's great.
To the
It's technically like TTP HQ / batch corporate office.
Right.
But yeah, we're buying it. So it will be the official TTP HQ by summer. Yep.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Come on, Caleb.
Okay,
Go ahead, ring that.
okay, there we
Got
go.
my first agent deal and closing on it tomorrow. $20K in assignment fee. Let's get it. That's awesome.
Let's go. Right, you get more comfortable with that bell.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Smashing it.
Somebody got an early morning workout. Huh?
It was back day, bro. It was back,
Back
day.
day.
Back day.
CEO Xavier, is it okay to get properties under contract and try to find a buyer but cancel due to never finding one? I don't want to say it's okay. I think that it's within the guidelines of the purchase agreement. If you have an inspection period and it outlines it in your purchase contract, then that's fine. But I never go into any deal thinking I'm going to cancel it or
Right.
expecting I'm going to cancel it. I go into every deal knowing that I can close on it, one, and two, that I wouldn't lock it up at this price if we're not able to move it.
For sure.
That's just the policy that I have, because I don't want to go out there with a bad reputation of putting out deals that nobody wants,
Right.
because then they don't look at your deals, and then I don't want to break the heart of a property owner. So I'm honest with them. Listen, I can't make it happen at this price. At the price that you want, I can give you your price, but I have to do it in payments. Are you willing to take payments on this property? No, I want cash. Okay, great. This is the cash offer. I won't take that. Great. Do you have a great real estate agent that can list the property for you? No. Here's a great referral.
Yep. That's it.
There's 3 avenues. There's actually 4 if you want to get into novations, but we won't get into that today because it's a whole
Whole topic.
yeah, it's a ball to unwind for sure. Yep.
Alejandro Lopez.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you
Oh, yeah.
sign a contract in Florida?
Alejandro, I've done a lot of deals in Florida. I've had the fortune to partner with Todd Toback, which is just a staple in this industry. He's been doing it forever. And that's how I actually found Wholesaling Inc., which I'm now a part of the coaching, the coaches there. And yeah, we do a lot of deals in Port St. Lucie. I just did a deal by the beach. I don't even know what city it's in. That's how crazy it is. But we'll probably make $200K on it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal deal. Duplex right by the beach.
You guys got it?
Yeah, we closed on it last Friday. Jeremy's got it out. We closed on it at 400, and we've got it out at 640 right now.
You're not gonna keep it?
Not going to keep it. No.
TTP Beach House?
Yeah, TTP Beach House that I go to once every 3 years. No. No. I've got a cabin, and I've got a house, and I've got children that flying East Coast would drive me crazy. There you go. Cody, there you are.
So never say you're a wholesaler, correct? No, I mean, for my strategy is a little different. I mean, I think that a lot of wholesalers that go direct to seller, they don't necessarily lead with saying they're a wholesaler. They put a clause in the contract that says that they can. Mine's a little bit different where I have to disclose that I wholesale. So we put it in there that, especially now, there's that new house bill that's going to be coming out. I think it's 2747. We have to disclose we are a wholesale buyer.
Yep.
That's going to be universal.
Yep.
But as for us right now, yeah, we disclose that that's
In
one of-
Arizona.
in Arizona, correct. As of right now, though, yes, working with agents, we do disclose that's one of our exit strategies, but we have set expectations up front so that they are fully aware of what we're going to do during the transaction. And if we don't plan on flipping it and we do wholesale, we let them know.
I talk to Cody probably 3-4 times a day.
Yeah?
Over text. Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's doing a lot. He's putting in a lot of work. Those
Awesome.
better be getting locked up, Cody. Stop messing with me. Those better get locked up and sold. But listen, if you don't have the money to close on it, if you don't have a partner or somebody that will back you financially, then you have to tell them that you're a wholesaler or you will be lying. That's fraud. Right? You can't just go in there. So you need to have the ability to close that deal if you're going to put yourself as a buyer on a purchase contract, unless you say, I'm not a buyer, I'm a wholesaler, I'm locking this up with the intention to sell this, and it's very clear language in the purchase contract. All right? Now listen, I'm not an attorney. Talk to a real estate attorney in your local market and get that all figured out. But listen, if you go, you are going to get more deals if you go in as the buyer. And you can go in as the buyer if you have somebody that would back you on these deals. It's an easy conversation. Mr. Big Time Investor, Mrs. Big Time Investor, I'd love to partner with you. If I bring you a smoking deal, can we split the deal? Yes. Boom.
Now you're a buyer.
Now you got $10 million behind you. Hey, Mr. Hard Money, what's the lowest that you will, what's the lowest down payment that you offer? Well, we'll go 100%, but it's at 16 or 18%. Boom, you have $100 million, whatever it is. Like, there's people that'll give 100% financing in most major markets.
Correct.
Isn't that crazy? Like, that's how secure they are on this market, and on, you know, they're going to review the deal. They're looking at the asset. They're not looking at you. They're like, okay, this property in as is condition is worth this amount. He's getting it lower. I have no problem lending on that. There's no risk, because they would just, worst case scenario, they foreclose, get the money, and foreclose, get the property, and sell it, make money.
Correct. From J.E. I'm closing 3 deals this month, already thanks to this MLS strategy. $0 in marketing, great referrals by agent, and also an agent went behind my back. LOL, but you got to take the good and the bad.
Better ring that bell again.
Here we go.
Stay back there this time. You're going to blow out everybody's... That felt like a C, like somebody like at a... Yeah. Nadia, how do you utilize open houses? Fantastic. How would you... So you walk in the door... And you say what, Albert?
Well, first, when I walk in, they're going to greet me. It's like, hey, welcome to this house, blah, blah, what brings you in? I'm like, oh, I was just cruising around the neighborhood, wanted to see this beautiful house you have listed here. Tell me more about it.
Yep.
Get them talking, more and more. And then you go, oh, I actually do some fix and flips as your buyer or as your seller. Flip this property, so you're looking for more.
Yep.
Like, no, I might have some pocket listings. And the conversation just goes and goes and goes.
Awesome. There you go. Great question, Nadia. And the first time we've talked about open houses as a lead generation tool here.
Right.
Should you double close working with realtors? Who'd put earnest money deposit?
You don't have to double close if you're setting expectations right.
So how do you set expectations right?
You tell them that you're a wholesaler. Like, you could tell them that's one of your strategies. You set expectations to where the only reason you really double close in this industry on this strategy is that if you're going to be working with an agent and they're going to freak out because they don't know what's going on, or if the seller would freak out. So a lot of people have like a certain dollar amount. Like, once they hit this much, they'll go and they'll double close it. For us, I mean, it's sometimes like that. We just got to feel out the situation. The last question was spot on. You got to take the good and the bad. Every now and then you will have some realtors that are like thinking they are attorneys. So then all of a sudden when you know that it's going to be an issue with an assignment and they're going to hold up closing, yeah, you could double close then. But if you're, again, setting expectations, you're doing it the right way, you don't really need to worry about double closing too often. As for who'd put up earnest money, it should be you. You should be putting up earnest money because that's what legally gives you the equitable interest to wholesale it. With that said, though, there are strategies that if you do have an end buyer, you could have them put it up in place. The only fallback, which most people don't talk about like this extent of it all, is that when the end buyer puts up the earnest money, the receipt of the earnest money deposit gets sent to the agent, gets sent to the seller, gets sent to all parties. So if the LLC that put it up wasn't you, that's going to put up a red flag right away to the realtor. So theoretically, just take with that what you will. You should be putting up the earnest money yourself, but if you don't, your end buyer will, and they are going to get a receipt. So
there you go. Guys, hit that like button. If you're getting value out of this, please hit that like button. It helps out the channel, helps us expose our message to as many people as possible. More people that are on these live shows, the more that you can squad up and find people in your market that you can do business with and get the accountability partners. So make sure that you hit that like button, guys. Really supports us. CEO Jay says, that was my biggest mistake when was hiring too early. You got it. I was only making 10 to 15K, but it got very expensive having a few cold callers that didn't turn over. That's absolutely right, Jay. I'm telling you, that's why having that discipline of 3 straight months of 30 grand. And listen, I get it. Like that first, I remember the first time I got like, when I was super, like rough, broke, couldn't even open up a checking account, like 2010. This is 2010. This is 12 years ago. I couldn't even open up a checking account. And when I got $2,300, I had to go to like the check cashing place.
Oh,
that's how crazy. Yeah, I'm not joking.
Wow.
Yeah, they take like a certain percentage of it. So I remember I got a $2,300 check and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This is great. And then you start getting these 10, 15, and I really started pushing, once I figured out what wholesaling was in 2013, I was like, oh my gosh, big checks. And it feels like a lot of money, but I'm telling you, it goes so fast. Keep it in 30 grand, 3 straight months.
Love it.
Isaiah, Brent, can you go into detail on the story of that property with the lady who had the estate sale and sold it to you even though you weren't the highest offer? Freaking bananas. Yes, Isaiah. That is great. I think that's on our Instagram stories. That is a great story. So it's 2014. I am walking around in the streets. I was still door knocking at the time. And I had walked around, and the gal was pulling out all of her stuff. Her sister had just died, and it was an older gal, small gal, really sweet as can be. Yep. And I still get Christmas cards from her. And, yeah, it's crazy. And, yeah, she was like, I don't know what to do. I need some help. So we helped, with the help pulling some stuff out and the estate sale and the whole thing. And she's like, well, I want you to buy this property. Okay. And I knew that I had to get it locked up before the estate sale. Kenny, look at this right here. Isaiah is asking about the story about the gal with the estate sale, right? So I knew if she put the estate sale signs out, it would be flooded with investors.
Of course.
I mean, this is right there off of 7th Avenue in Bethany Home. It was a really popular area. The house looked like it needed a lot of love. Anyway, and yeah, she wouldn't commit to it, but she committed to the number. And then we were able to get the paperwork done after the estate sale, but she got offers way higher during the estate sale, like $50,000 higher. But the people that came up to her, they were just straight business.
Yep.
I will give you this. What offers do you have on this? I'll give you more. That's why I'm telling you, when you go up, you have to understand she's very amiable personalities. That will work if they're drivers. That will work if they're analyticals on some level. That will not work if they're amiable, sweetheart people that are more concerned about breaking the heart of somebody else than they are about profits. Right. It's just a fact. They don't run off of monetary gain. They really don't. They just want people to be happy and be comfortable, and they don't want to disappoint people. And just because I was out and I was being proactive, I was able to go out there. And I didn't care. I wanted the deal. I really wanted the deal, but I did not have, like, assignment fee breath. You know what I mean? I wasn't going there like, give me the deal. What do we have to do to make this happen? I literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how most people try. You go after these things. They're like, let's put this deal down, huh? Well, sign the contract. You know what I mean? No, it was a conversation. What do you need? What help do you need? Let me walk you through. Let me tell you what title and escrow is. And I helped her I helped her with the will, getting the will over to title, the whole thing, right?
Wow.
Because it was transferring. She was inheriting the property from her sister. So she was very, very, very thankful for it. She was very helpful with it, and we made huge profits. And it really, that right there was like, that was the moment where all of the sales books that you learn got kind of thrown out the window, and really just let me just go heart to heart. Let me see if I can serve here, whether or not I'm going to win this deal. I'm going to help this woman out. Because she had like tears in her eyes. Her sister just died. She was overwhelmed. She has all her stuff. She's inheriting this property. She didn't know what to do, and we helped her out, and it was phenomenal.
But you came across like a real person. I think that was the difference. Like where most sales books and everything that's taught, it's like go in there, build rapport, but you have like a motive when you go in. Where here, it's the motive is to bring value.
That works with different personalities.
For sure.
It truly does.
Sure.
That works with different personalities. But with amiable, sweet people, you need to just be a friend.
Be there.
You just need to like talk to them and not push them too hard and not try to force them like you're interrogating them. You need to step back and have a real honest neighborly conversation of how can I help you with this? I don't care if I get paid.
Yep.
Seriously. And then you usually do. You usually do. And then that's great.
That's huge.
Yep. So there you go. That's the detail of the story. She was phenomenal. You have to understand the 4 different personality styles, Isaiah. Driver, right, is the exact opposite of this woman. A driver's like a Donald Trump type, a CEO type. Like a lot of us are drivers, right? We're like, go, 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 go. We got a big engine. We're going to get stuff done, right? Our minds are always going. We're like, oh my gosh, I need to, I'm going to go crazy here if I'm not productive, right? And then you've got expressives that are kind of like me, that are bombastic and wild and a lot of energy. And then you've got analyticals that are like the engineer type that, are looking at logical, explanations for everything. And then you got amiables that are really feeling it. Everything is about feeling. And you can, once you understand the different personality types, you can really be successful. The one book that I would suggest, and I'll get off my soapbox, is Versatile Selling. Ooh. Versatile Selling. It's a green book, Versatile Selling. It'll explain the 4 different personality types. It is boring as hell. But thank God it's like, 150 pages. There's no stories. There's no it's like straight like a psychologist wrote it type of thing, but it's phenomenal.
Well, that kind of goes into this next question right here.
Yeah.
So from Scott, what's the best book or YouTube video to learn how to look at deals where we can see even more opportunity? Example, add another room, add a whole level, things like that. So would you recommend that book, or is that still more, that's more personality? That book is that. Scott, when it comes to big time development, you're talking about value add properties where it's let's just say it's in San Diego and you can build a mother-in-law suite behind it, and it makes the property go from like 1.5 to like $3 million or something, or $2.5 million. You have to see if that is possible. It's tough to do it in a YouTube video because it's very specific. What I would say is, what's his name? Scott? Was it Scott? Yep.
What I would say is talk to all the buyers doing those projects. Any new builders, any new developers that are putting in, kind of one property into a neighborhood, your real popular neighbors, or they bulldoze the whole house and they're building a new one. Go have a conversation with the contractor, get the owner's info, and then just say, what are you looking for? I'd love to find you more opportunities. They will educate you better than any YouTube video ever would on your specific market. Those builders and those people that are putting on value add property, you could see them.
Yeah.
You could see them. You could see what's going on just driving around in the streets. Go have a conversation with those owners, those contractors, those buyers, and just say, what are you looking for? And reverse engineer it.
Spot on.
Yeah.
I think that I'm in the same category. It's more about learning by doing. Another one? Santiago.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Bro.
What are we doing?
Wow.
Santiago closed 3 deals, made $77,000, and 4 in escrow. Are you kidding me?
Dude, unbelievable. Let's go. Good stuff.
And I'm just curious. I'm curious to ask the whole entire audience and to ask all of you guys here. Is there any other channel that has more people that are winning?
Not that I watch.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
Is there any other guys? If you are watching somebody else on YouTube, somebody that's that the audience is showing that they're making this much, we have 10, 15, 20 people every single show saying that they're closing deals.
50K plus.
I mean, what are we talking about? This is the greatest YouTube channel of all time. Am I wrong?
There's no bias.
I mean, you got to hit a like. You got to hit the like button for that.
For everybody's win.
Oh,
No, I'm
God.
just saying, Santiago. this is a community. Like, be around this. It's phenomenal. I love it. Yeah, MJJ Smooth Criminal.
How to find buyers that are fix and flippers.
Right.
So we talked about this one briefly earlier. You're going to go into Facebook groups. You could utilize people that have investor lift like Brent. I personally, I like driving around, kind of similar to the development style. I'd recommend driving around neighborhoods and finding dumpsters. Where the dumpsters are, there's people that are fixing, flipping, and renovating properties. If the homeowner's not there, the person that does own the property, that's great. No worries. Walk in and talk to the contractors. Ring the doorbell. Drop off a business card. Leave a note saying, hey, I would just like to talk to you. I've got a few properties that I think you might be interested in. You'd be surprised how many of them will reach out to you. Just like how, again, the hardest part of being a realtor is finding a client. Hardest part of being on the investment side is finding a deal.
Yep.
Fix and flippers want to be found, just like how realtors are trying to find the clients. So just put yourself out there, bring value, and find deals for them.
Yeah, MJJ, just go on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, whatever you want, and go look for all of the properties that are staged, right?
Yep.
You know they're staged because there's not clothes in the closets. There's not stuff in the pantries. It looks like a stage, like you go into a new home community, how they stage those properties. That's what people do with these flips. And then scroll all the way down and find the actual listing agent, not the agent that pays to be promoted on that page. You got to go all the way down on Zillow and find the name of that agent. Call them up. That is your key to that end buyer, and probably a lot of other cash buyers is that agent.
Yep.
So call them up and say, phenomenal job. That's a great product that you did on that property. It's I want to bring you guys more. What are you guys looking for? What are you looking for? And that's how you have those conversations with fix and flippers. They're there all the time. Talk to the agents. And I'll tell you, it's probably 50-50 that the agent is actually the owner, right?
True.
Are you guys going to list your own properties that you're
Always.
flipping?
Always.
Who lists them?
It's the
TC.
team. It's on the team.
Yeah.
Right. So somebody on your team?
Yeah.
And if somebody called your team and says, hey, great job there, do you guys want more properties? What
Hell
would your team
yeah.
say?
Give us the address.
Yeah.
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 We're like the crack addicts with deals. We're like, yeah, you got deals?
Well, it's because it's exciting.
Whew.
It's because when you get that check for whatever $73,120, into your account, you're like,
What the hell?
am I like in a cheat code?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
Was this
here?
legal?
What? Yeah. Like how much taxes do I have to pay on this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's so exciting, and that's what keeps you going and keeps it thriving. And if you stay lean and you get the most out of your team and you pay your team, I always say, hire one person, pay them like 3. Like that's how you get really quality people. You know what I
100%.
mean? And that's how you keep people.
Yep.
And so build a team that are absolute killers and keep paying them based on results. And
Well,
life's
yeah,
good.
just watch what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to blow up.
Yep.
From Nate. As mortgage rates are rising, I'm getting lower and lower offers every single week as prices are dropping in some of my areas. Would you have any suggestions as to curb this panic or finding cash buyers? Yeah, I've seen rates rising too. I don't know what market you're in, so I'd be curious to know
Yeah,
where
Nate,
you're
tell
at.
us what market you're in. Also, are you talking about you're getting lower offers from your cash buyers?
Yeah, lower offers.
Or are you getting lower offers from the general public that are buying properties in your area?
Right.
Give us a little bit more so that we can really dig into this, because I just had I had a whole show yesterday on interest rates. Interest rates don't affect the amount of sales. Let me say that again. Interest rate don't affect the amount of sales.
True.
It's just people. We are a payment society. So if people were looking at, okay, I can afford a $450,000 house, and now the interest rates go up, now I can afford a $350,000 house. Well, guess what? The decision is already made that they want to buy a house.
True. Supply and
So
demand.
now it's just a different price point that's at.
Yep.
Right? and it'll shift down some of the lower price properties because it'll make it more affordable for people buying their first house. So watch the lower part of the market go down, but that middle stack, the median, shouldn't be.
Correct.
It really shouldn't be.
Yeah, and that's why we want to know what market you're in, is because I could tell you, while rates are rising, Arizona, we still have a shortage of homes available.
It's
so
crazy.
we're still seeing 5, 10, 15. There was one the other day that was 25 offers on it. I mean, there's still crazy offers going out. So we just want to know what market you're in. What's going on?
I bought my house for like just under 1.4 million, right? And the things that are selling for 1.4 million right now compared to my house.
Yeah.
It's bananas. And under contract like that. Like that.
Yep.
Like that. Crazy.
Well, we're still under construction. I've had 3 different people find my information and ask me what I'm doing with the property I'm
McCormick
remodeling
Ranch.
in McCormick Ranch.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are.
And you bought it for how much?
1.3.
And you're going to sell it for?
I'm hitting a 2.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. I'm hitting a
2
2.
milli.
That's what I'm saying.
We ran ARV originally at 1.7.
And how many square feet is it?
2851.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Antonio, do you have to close on the deal before you reassign it to the hedge fund, or
question.
can you just assign the purchase and sale agreement to hedge funds? It depends on the hedge fund, Antonio. We close on them because hedge funds typically bottle you up at about $25K maximum assignment fee. That's they can stomach that. So we usually close it, or we do a double escrow on it, and they're fine with that. You just have to find the right title company or closing attorney to do double escrows. So a double escrow is the money from the hedge fund comes in to our transaction and actually pays for the transaction between us and the seller. So the money flows through 2 transactions. We get the in-between, and the hedge fund buys the property. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's really amazing. Not a lot of title companies do it, but the ones that do it work with them. They're very familiar with it. Ring that bell. My second wholesale deal in escrow. $25K coming. So you're itching.
Bro.
Get back there.
Bro,
I
bro,
see
this
it
guy
itching.
is just
Antonio's doing it. Come on.
And
There we go.
Closing day?
Will you ring it like a man, please? There we go.
Like a man.
Not like a macho man.
Sorry, that sounded sexist. I apologize, all the women out there. I do. I don't know. Whatever. Yick Nates. Can you sell on-market deals to hedge funds?
Yes. All day long. We have 3 or 4 that we closed in the last week that went to hedge funds. So yes.
Can you sell? Yeah, absolutely.
All
So
day.
what? Let me ask you this. So do you have to close them?
So 2 of them we have. Albert, are we assigning any of them? Are we?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So we assigned 2 and we closed on 2.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
we had to
Were the
say-
assignments under 25K?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
But
just
you got
want
the
a deal.
commissions.
Correct. We got commission and the assignment.
There you
so
go.
we ended up netting over 25. But
CEO Jay, when working with agents, how do you get them to bring you deals off market that is actually a deal? I know some agents aren't good at finding some good comps and deals. Let me tell you this, and because first of all, guys, we talked about it last week. Ryan put out his course, and it is reasonable for all different price points. Depends on if you want coaching or if you just want the method like pumped right into your business. So do we have that link just so that everybody has it there?
no
Let's
extra.
put that
no
up.
extra E.
Yeah. Anyway, but for finding you have to educate them on exactly what you're looking for. You have to educate them on what you're looking for, and you're going to have to sift through a lot of garbage.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
Yeah. What you got to understand is that this is where you're training them. So this is what I say is the P and E of the course. It is the patience and education. The patience is understanding they may not bring you something in day 1.
Yep.
They may bring you something 30 days, 6 months, 1 year down the road. But this is where you're doing just like you do in any business. You're following up and building the relationship and nurturing it.
Yeah.
So as for them bringing you off-market things that are actually deals, I'd actually challenge your mindset a little bit. A realtor's pretty good at comps. They may not know estimate of rehab. They may use comps that are on one street over, but this is where the education part comes in, where you're explaining why your numbers are where they are, and you're explaining what your ARV is and why it's there. Understand they may be the ones to tell you your ARV is off. They may be the ones to correct your mistake. So understand that when they're going to bring you off-market deals, this is more likely going to be something that was passed to them by another realtor. This is something else that was going to be maybe a potential listing for them, but they walked in, they're like, oh, hell no, I'm going to call Ryan because this is definitely not something that I want to list. This could be something that's been sitting on the market that you might have missed, but they found it because they were just searching through the MLS for you. So understand those are 3 different opportunities of how the realtors could bring you off-market opportunities. Just tell them what you're looking for. Patience, education.
There you go. Yeah, just keep that on for a little bit, Matt. Great question. All right, we've got Gabriel. If I don't have the overhead for earnest money deposit on a deal, should I even be looking at on-market properties? My girlfriend is 8 months pregnant and we're expecting a boy, so I want to nail a deal, but funds tight. Find somebody that's going to support you in your business and your dreams. You know what I mean? Gabriel, if you're going and you're showing that if you're posting every day of you making calls and looking for opportunities and whatever else, people are going to be interested. They're not going to want to do it themselves just because they don't have the similar brain that we have. They're just going to be excited about what you're doing, and just have somebody that has your back on that. Remember, the earnest money is protected in most purchase contracts. Talk to a real estate attorney or the title company in the inspection period. So if you've got an inspection period and you get a smoking, listen, if you have a smoking hot deal, the earnest money should be the last thing that you're worried about. Seriously. You will find somebody, right? I'm going to lock up this deal. You get a deal locked up, and then you start scrambling. You call everybody that you possibly can to get the earnest money deposit in there. You can make it happen.
Somebody will.
Somebody will. You can post it to investor groups. You can post it to, you can, squat up with people in the comments here, accountability partners that are out there. Scrape the money together, split the deal. Who cares? If you're going to lose the deal because you can't put in earnest money, that you got to push yourself. Like that is a hurdle and a challenge that you can overcome, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Because the earnest money is max 1% typically of the purchase price. I mean, if you don't have somebody that's backing you with the other 99%, then you're not going to be as confident. You're not going to be able to go and get as many deals, especially off the MLS.
For sure.
So make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, and don't let that stop you. It won't stop you. Yeah. There you go.
From who?
Long
live Simba.
Long live Simba.
Long live Simba.
Yep.
Can you have a successful business without realtor relationships? Most realtors I have tried to work with aren't very investor friendly. Yes. So I feel like there's this whole new wave that is now all of a sudden agent driven and MLS driven. So for the past 3, 4, 5 years, it's been really focused on direct to seller. It's been cold calling, texting, door knocking. You can absolutely.
Which still works.
It still works. Still works.
This is just another tool in the toolbox. Long live Simba. You cannot have a successful business without realtor relationships. Because at some point, Simba, you'll probably get your license.
Correct.
Or somebody on your team will need to get a license.
Correct.
Like, you might have talked to like a certain amount of them, but there's thousands of agents, and go equipped with what Ryan's telling you here of what to say and what to post, and you're going to have a lot better relationships with real estate agents. Don't let that intimidate you.
Correct.
You need to learn how to speak the language, and if you're just not there yet, practice. Practice with it. I mean, just, practice first. Okay, when I said this, they acted this way. When my tone of voice was this, then it's this way. Remember, your tone has to be kind and optimistic. You have a kind and optimistic tone, you win. Hands down. That's it. Think of, literally mentally think of the most kind, optimistic person and the way that they speak, and model that. Seriously. If you're just not used, if you just have kind of like a, if you're like more smooth, or you're more aggressive, or you're just, you haven't talked about real estate a lot, and you're kind of fumbling and stumbling, fine. But as long as you're kind and optimistic, you win.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
I need help. The real estate's exciting. I want to find the best deals, and I want to work with the best people. Can you help me?
Also, too, Simba, I don't know why I just thought of this, but we've got 2 upcoming challenges where we're going to show you how to talk to realtors and build these relationships. So this Saturday, I'm working with Jamil and Michelle Garabito, and we're going to be going through and showing you on Jamil's channel. There's a link in his bio on social media. You register. We're going to show you guys how to build relationships and work on-market deals with Privy. Then on the 30th of this month, I'm going to be live with Jesse Burrell and the Batch Skip Tracing team, and we're going to be using Batch Dialer cold calling agents. I'm going to go just like I did on the Secret Agent Challenge, and I'm going to show these guys. I've yet to talk to any of these realtors.
How do they find out about this?
So the one with Jesse, we're going to be sending out an email next week, and then the one with Jamil, go to his bio and subscribe to the link in there. I think it's going to be on his YouTube channel. How do they get the one with Jesse if they don't have their email? How do they get their email? So just follow me on social media. I'll be posting the link next week for that one, and that's going to be. The social medias, please, Matt. Yeah, I'll be posting the links for that this Saturday, and then the 30th when we're back from Clever Summit. It is going to be insane. It is exactly this question. I'm going to show you guys how to build these relationships with realtors I've never talked to, and we're just going to crush it. Love it.
If I got licensed, who would be a good brokerage who would allow me to wholesale? Samuel. Well, you want to look if there's somebody locally. We've been working with, and this is a conversation we had yesterday or 2 days ago. EXP Realty is now opening it up to wholesalers, and I think that would be a great option. If that is, I think that I'm switching it over because I think, well, do we know for sure? Has he made the announcement?
Not yet.
Okay. I might be switching my license over soon to EXP, probably. Most likely, Samuel. So if you need if you do get to the point where you're getting a license or anybody, just send me a DM and we'll talk. Yep. Bo. That's my son's name. Great name. All right. He had the worst bloody nose. I was telling you guys last night, he crawled into our bed. It looks like somebody was murdered in my white bed sheets and comforter last night. Yeah, he bled everywhere. Oh, just a bloody nose. I don't know what's happened. He's crazy. But anyway, is it a good idea to Gator Lend if I have the funds to help people out? I don't know enough about Gator lending. I don't know the logistics of Gator lending. I don't know the legalities. And listen, if Pace is putting it together, it's going to be heavily looked at with attorneys. So I would follow that. If you feel like that is a great way to get a return on your money, then go for it. You know, as long as you're not like, well, I just put this money into here and I'm just not going to go and get big deals.
Right.
Like it's not going to make you wealthy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'll give you a nice return, but you need to go out and find big, massive deals and start, buying some assets and paying off debts. So, yeah, I don't know enough about. I'm sure that it's buttoned up. Pace does a great job of spending a lot of money with his attorneys to make sure that it is perfect for the audience. So it's a personal decision, Bo. If you've got some side and you want you want a good return. I don't know what the returns are on it. Then test it out. See what you like for sure.
For sure. From Brenda, I started driving for dollars in SoCal, and I've been noticing too many ugly houses are corporate owned. Why is that? Is there a way to approach these sellers or corporations? Why are they all corporate owned? I would just say corporates. I don't know. They own the properties. As for skip tracing them, you can do that through Batch, can't you?
Here's the thing, Brenda. Yes.
Okay.
A couple different things. In SoCal, there are people that have like wildly deep pockets. So they will outmarket everybody, and then they'll buy them in their corporation and will probably hold on to them until they develop or bulldoze them or build them up to rent them or build them up to flip them or whatever else. In my experience, if it's the same corporation that owns them all, they're not going to do business with you.
Right.
They're not. They don't have to. They're not going to. There's no motivation there, right? They're like a car dealership. You know what I mean? You know when you turn in your used car, right? That's essentially what wholesaling is. You turn in your car and they don't give you Kelley Blue Book. They give you a fraction of it, but you want the speed and convenience. But you're trying to, they're the dealership. They have all the properties. They're not going to be very motivated. So if it's the same business, you could reach out and see what they're doing with it, but I wouldn't, the likelihood of success is not high. If it's different corporation, well, yeah, people buy these properties in LLCs to reduce liability in them personally. And especially in SoCal and the prices there, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to get sued for somebody, falling on your property or something and it's owned in your personal name. So it's just a smart move there, Brenda. But reach out to them. If it's different ones, then reach out. If it's the same corporation that owns them all, it's not. You're going to be spinning your wheels.
There you go.
Yep.
From Gustavo. Starting cold calling today. Does the seller or buyer pay the assignment fee? The buyer does.
Gustavo, great question.
Yep. So seller is going to get under contract on the property. You're going to wholesale it out with your assignment contract to your end buyer. The end buyer is going to pay the difference of what you have it under contract to where they are buying it from you at.
Yeah, the buyer is paying you for the right to buy that property.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
That's all we do, right? We find them, we source them. Do you want this? Yes. Okay, great. This is what it'll cost you. Fantastic. I'll pay it.
I'm excited to see his results during the 75-day challenge.
Yeah.
Let's get it going, man.
Get it. The buyers pay it. The buyers pay everything. If you really want to get technical. If you really want to go down the rabbit hole, nothing matters but a ready, willing, and able buyer for any product. That's it.
Anything.
That's what determines the value of it. If gas goes to like $100 a gallon or $1,000 a gallon, guess what? We're riding electric bikes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, that's the truth.
That was the first thing across my mind. I'm like, okay, Tesla, here we go.
Yeah, there you go, right? I mean, we're doing something different. So the buyers determine what prices are for everything. Everybody's like, the price of home is so inflated.
No.
Well, people are still buying them. So
Supply
until
and
that
demand.
stops, that's the value.
Mm-hmm.
People have this expectation that the market determines it, or sellers determine it, or appraisers determine it, the value of properties. No. Ready, willing, and able buyers. Funds come in, right? They have to first be qualified with the bank most of the time. They have to have the deposit to be able to buy that property. And the bank just makes sure that it's not totally crazy by putting an appraisal on it.
Absolutely.
But it's the buyer. The buyer determines.
Yes, sir.
And the buyer determines value based on payments. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Chris.
Come on.
Last 3 weeks, 3 closings, $45K in assignment fees, all from cold
Is there
calling.
any channel that has more success stories? I am telling you.
Come on.
Chris, come on, brother.
Let's go,
We
bro.
celebrate you.
Boom. Dude, that's all it is. Cold calling TTP.
That's
Boom.
it. 3 closings, $45K in assignment fees, all from cold calling.
Keep it going.
TTP. That's right, Chris. I love it. Let's add a 0 to that. $450K in assignment fees this year, minimum. Right? If you have those closings, what I want to challenge everybody that's doing all this is your best month, make it your minimum standard.
Boom. I love
Make
that.
it your minimum standard for your months.
Love that.
Right? Because what happens is if we don't start every day at 0 and we start living off and getting comfy and complacent with the success that we have, all of a sudden we don't have deals. So if you start every day at 0 leads, and I'm not saying you literally have it, but mentally you start with I have 0 leads, I have 0 money in my bank, I have 0 opportunities, I got to go and hunt, I got to keep going today. That keeps you running.
Yep.
And then
I
you
think
get to
it's
the
huge.
point where you have a big enough bank account and enough wind behind your sales to start hiring positions in your company. And then that's when you start pulling yourself out. And that's when you start that whole working on instead of in. That's when you go from, the 4 different employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, right? Cash flow quadrant. Right now, when you start out, you're self-employed. Well, to get the business owner, you need to be able to earn that. See, what most people do? This is what most people do. They go, okay, I'm self-employed. I just made $150,000. I'm going to go and be an investor. Okay, that's fine. But do you want to really get this thing done? You really want to crank this thing out? Why don't you become a business owner?
Yep.
Become a business owner. Look at it. Being a business owner is way more profitable than getting $1,500 cash flow from your rental property. But there's appreciation. Absolutely. There is. There's also a lot of costs with property.
Headaches.
So build your business so that you can buy the best deals at the biggest discounts to fund all of your investment purchases. Why do you think 80% of the deals we do are from tired landlords? It's because employee and self-employed people keep buying properties because they want to round out their investment portfolio, don't have the time, energy, resources, or connections to deal with that property, and they get gray hair thinking about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or their hair falls out. See? Still here. Not a lick of gray. Because I'm building businesses.
Not a lick of gray.
Right, Hundra? Sure. Hundra knows. I was watching some of her old videos when it was just you and I up in that high rise. They were great. I mean, I thought you did a great job. I hired Alejandra with she had no video experience, all pictures. And she crushed it. I think we got to like 30,000 subscribers, just Alejandra and I in a room.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Go get it.
My partner and I have 3 acres under contract, but it's in a flood zone. Any advice? Will buyers still buy in flood zones?
It depends on how much of it is in the flood zone. You need to talk to the planning and zoning department and ask them what you can build on that property and how close utilities are.
That's it. That's literally it.
Just call the planning and zoning department. Jeremy Thornburg, my disposition manager, talks to them, I don't know, once a month now, but it was like once a week when we were doing a lot of land. And he just becomes buddies with them. And he calls them, oh, hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Oh, great. First of all, you can't get Jeremy off the damn phone. Yeah. He just keeps you on the phone forever. So those people love him because they just,
Of course.
So if you work for the planning and zoning department, you love just sitting there talking about land and zoning. And Jeremy will just talk to you about it forever. Yeah. It's awesome.
Antonio's back. Can you place 3 properties on 1 contract, or is it best to have 3 contracts for each property? Seller wants to sell 3 of his rental properties. I'm planning to wholesale them to 1 cash buyer. So
then put it on 1 contract.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. You answered it right there at the end. So it's going to be if it's 1 buyer, all in 1 contract. 9 times out of 10, if it's not going to be going to 1 buyer, which it usually won't, then 3 separate contracts. Yeah,
we always put it on 3 different, Antonio. Just because it gives us flexibility if somebody doesn't want to take them all down. But if the 3 properties are all kind of connected, it's probably likely that you'll sell to just 1 buyer that'll want it. And if you already have a cash buyer that's committed to it and you know what you're making and everything, fine. Put it on 1 contract. But if it's one of those that you don't have a specific buyer for it, then put it on 3 different contracts.
Amen.
Yep.
There we go.
What is this? All right, from Jeremy. Are you sure you don't use Just for Men, friend? That'd be hilarious. Like I come in, it's like jet black hair.
Right?
Like my hair's as black as
You guys
Albert's.
can't see the back of his head. It's actually gray. Salt and pepper.
It's just a gray spot. I'm like bald right here. Nobody's seen the back of my head ever on this channel. No. Yeah, no. That's straight natural. It's called no stress on, leaking toilets in the middle of the night.
Oh
just
my God.
Children coming in with bloody noses.
So TTVinsider.com starting tomorrow. We'll have that 75-day challenge.
We'll have the download, guys. Yep. We'll also post it to our social media so you can check it out.
Cool.
All right. That's it, guys. No more questions. Let's go over one more time. Well, first of all, we haven't done it yet. Let's make sure that we put in our Millionaire Before 30 blueprint right here, guys. We start off with do a deal. Do a deal. Just get from that place of faith, which is fantastic. You have faith that you can do it, to it being a fact. Okay?
Yep. Go full-time in the business. Understand that once you are able to transition from this being a part-time gig and a hobby to full-time, more opportunities are going to be presented to you.
Stop being somebody else's ROI. Stop giving away your money to interest on consumer debt. We're talking student loans, credit cards, and car payments. Kill the debt, kill the debt, kill the debt.
And then next, invest into assets. Understand this is the game of Monopoly. Collect more pieces and get more cash flow. That is the key word. We are investing into assets to create cash flow, which is also referred to as passive income, which leads to 5th and final step.
What is your mission in life? For real. What is your mission? What do you want to put your attention to? Is it your children? Is it to a cause? Is it to your church? Is it to something that's charitable? Is it coaching or teaching? Is it what is it? You have a mission. There's some big dream that you have that just gets you so excited. Well, you get that, you get to be able to really go after that when you have financial freedom. Because financial freedom equals control. It equals control. Control of where you put your attention. Time is not the most valuable resource. Attention is. I'm telling you. And so
That's the blueprint.
Get it going. That is the blueprint there. We're going to go over this one more
75 day.
time, guys.
One more.
The first one is write this down. This will work if I do. This plan will work if I do. Okay? That's number one, the easy one. This will work if I do. Write it down.
Yep. Get lean. Cut back your spending. Start saving. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. So understand that if you could basically be disciplined for 90 days and live off of what you have, watch what will happen during the 75-day challenge.
Time block 3 hours a day or 15 hours a week to commit to sacred time in this business where everybody that you know understands, everybody that can that you're responsible for, or that you're involved with, knows that you have this 15 hours that you are focused on building your business.
Yep. Change your circle. You are who you surround yourself with, and understand this is not anything against who you are surrounding yourself with, but if they're not elevating you and making you want to do more and supporting you, they're not supposed to be in your circle right now. Take these 75 days and really focus in on your sphere.
200 homeowners, 100 agents. In the next 75 days, you're going to have 200 unique property owners that you are going to talk to and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property, and 100 agents that you're going to talk to get referrals for deals. 300 total, 200 homeowners, 100 agents.
Yep. Drive for dollars and go to 3 open houses a week. Drive for dollars in your free time. You're going to pick up the kids. You're going to the grocery store. You're going for a drive around the neighborhood. Doesn't matter. Look for distressed homes. Get familiar in your backyard. And then on top of that, visit 3 open houses a week.
5 accountability partners. Find 5 accountability partners that you can share what you've done every single week with. 5 accountability partners.
Utilize social media. Be loud and start attending networking events. You'll see that you are who you surround yourself with again. And the more you're around this and the more you're putting it out there, the more you're going to attract more opportunities.
Small gift goal. What is the under $500 gift you're going to give yourself when you complete this task? Right? Whether it be an experience, whether it be an object, whether it be a dinner or something, whatever it is. What is that $500 gift goal? And keep it in your head. Keep pushing.
Time block 1 hour a day. Like I said earlier in the show, it doesn't matter if this is in the morning for the previous day or at night on the day of. Make sure you're going through and reflecting. You're going to focus on your goals and your visions. You're going to then manifest and see what your vision is and how it can come to fruition. The more you're writing it down, the more you're visualizing it, the more it will actually come true in the future.
Love it. And we will see you guys back here in 2 weeks. Next week, I will be in Disneyland with the family. So we'll see you back here in 2 weeks, which should give you enough time to really start building some momentum on this 75-day plan. So that is it, guys.
Yep.
We love you. Thank you for joining us. Albert, you're the man.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Happy to provide so much value to the community and hear about the community's wins.
That's
Massive
right.
wins.
It's incredible.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Love you.